Hello, fabulous Scorpio. How are you doing, my plutonic Plutos? This week, I'm not doing an intro. You might have noticed there's not one on the front. I was wondering whether you like the intro or it's time to say goodbye and it's yesterday's news. So if you want me to come straight in like this, say yes. And if you don't, say no. And we'll see what the people want. Anyway, August is an exhaustingly busy month, astrologically. There is so much going on. It's packed to the rafters. So we'll try and get through it as much as we can. But for you, there's lots of struggling for your power and not putting up with any bull crap from anyone. You're like, no. The time has come for me to embrace who I am. But you might find there's a bit of argy-bargy on the way to achieving that. Now, the 1st of August, the sun is trine Chiron, the wounded healer. Now, Chiron, the wounded healer, is all about the wounds we carry with us that affect our day-to-day living, and they're deep inside us. We can't seem to shift them. But the sun is illuminating those wounds, healing those wounds, and bringing it to the surface so that we can maybe do some work on it. And for you, it's about your career, your work, and your health and well-being. Have there been any issues? Are there any wounds that stop you looking after yourself, that impact your health and well-being, that kind of protection patterns that you can let go of? And how do you feel about your career? You know, is there anything that happened in your past or a wound that stops you really embracing your fabulous self and your power? This is a time to heal that. Now, I have to say, we do have Mercury opposing Pluto, your ruler. So communication isn't easy. There may be a power struggle. You may feel that somebody is pushing you to make a decision, or vice versa. There's a power struggle, bullying, some kind of you know, you don't have to make any decisions until you want to make a decision. Don't let anyone try and force you into anything. And, you know, let's face it, you're ruled by Pluto, and you are strong, and you can transform, and you can rise like the phoenix you are at any point. The full moon on the 3rd is in your home and family zone. So there's a peak experience coming connected to your home and family, and it's like quite intense, because there's a T-square to Uranus in your relationship zone. So there's a lot going on about relationships, family, where you fit into everything, who you are as an individual, how you express yourself. You may be talking about moving, maybe very much on your mind. And if so, you might get a really amazing sudden inspiration about where you want to move to or how you can do it. So that's the good news. Mercury is opposing Saturn on that day as well. So there's still that feeling restricted. But let's face it, let's say you want to move, let's say you want to sell. We are in a time where we're all restricted. But, you know, don't let it get to you. Keep flowing within yourself, keep healing, keep making the changes. Don't try and force something if it's not ready, but equally don't let anyone try and force you to make a decision either. Mercury is going into your career zone, so this month is very career orientated. Yes, orientated. That's right, isn't it? Yes. Oh, going crazy. Because these are so long, these ones. There is so much happening in the sky that it's like exhausting doing them, because I've never seen such a busy month in ages. Last month, hardly anything was happening, but this month it's like one thing after another thing after another thing after another thing. But you are going to be career-based. You're really good at negotiating when it comes to your career. You're really good at saying, this is my idea. How fabulous is that? And charming and beguiling others to see your point of view when it comes to your career. You've got it going on. Also, Venus is making you much more adventurous and able to stand in your power. It may be just before Venus goes into your adventure zone, Venus is conjunct the North Node in your primal zone. So there's a lot of maybe stuff you're dealing with about jealousy, about obsession, about power imbalances in emotional relationships, and how you don't want that to be the case for the future. You don't want to keep repeating the patterns of the future is the same. And whatever it is to do with sex, to do with all those Scorpio topics, actually, you're thinking about how you can heal in those areas so that your future is much better for you. Even if you've got a great relationship, it's about standing in your power. It's about working on your sexuality. But yes, then Venus is shifting signs and going into your adventure zone. It's very playful. It's very fun. There's all sorts of shenanigans to be had with Venus there. And also the sun is trine Mars. Confident when it comes to your health and well-being. Confident when it comes to your career. Ready to rock it and roll it and show the universe what you can do. So that is the time to plough forward from, well, actually, you know, from well, all of August, apart from the first few days. The new moon is also in your career zone, and it's a very special moon because Mars and the North Node are bumping you up to make the changes you need to make. So, you know, feel the power on that new moon and where you're going to take yourself, because, you know, you deserve it. You're there. I believe the ideas are there within you. The opportunities are starting to present themselves, but you've got to be proactive in getting it. Well, you ain't got to be anything. You are the captain of your own ship. But it's like the potential is there, and that's why the way I use astrology anyway. For me, if I see that, like a new moon like that, I use it to my advantage. You know, it's an opportunity for you to make things happen and create your future. So very, very positive. Then we move into Virgo season, which is your collaboration season. It's the time of year where you want to collaborate, work with other people, hang out with your mates. Might not be likely with what's going on in the world, but you know, you like to have a little troop of people around you that you can work with and play with and create with. And that's all very, very positive. And also, it's not only that, it's also about creating your destiny. It's also about, you have this amazing ability that what you put out there is much better received than usual. So that's your time of year to do that. What else is happening? I'm sure there's one other important thing. Yes, Venus is opposing Pluto, so there's a quite sparky energy around relationships when it comes to the 30th. Very intense. It could either be a massive power struggle, or it could be a really kind of frisky, intense, sensual, mesmerizing, sensual experience. So, you know, and again, that could involve a journey of some description, or doing something you haven't done before. But all in all, there's a lot of work we've got to do, but there's a lot of achievement as well this month. Let's see what the tarot has to say, my fabulous Scorpios. Scorpio, 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 sizzling Scorpio. Don't block your emotions off too much. Yeah, you've got to have some heavy conversations, but you know, when I get the Queen of Swords for a water sign, unless it's a completely different person, in which case, an Aquarius, Libra or Gemini, it could often mean that the Scorpio is cutting off from their feelings and just being like, you know, got the armour on. Let's see what's following it. Maybe you need to have that armour because you're determined to reach the pathway that you need to follow. Judgment is like when we suddenly see where we need to go. The pathway is clear, and you know, we know which direction to go in, and that is a very powerful card because it's a major arcana. So it's saying to you, yes, you might feel that you've travelled this far, you know, you've had a hard time, there may have been emotional problems, you may have felt left out in the cold emotionally, but you know, you are coming to the pathway of enlightenment for yourself. Yes, you know, you're tender at the moment, you're feeling things very deeply and it's hard, but it will be all right. And then you may be actually, because that's a vibe too, which I didn't mention, there is the opportunity to study something new or to join something new, to learn something new. And it's, but you might feel as if you're in the hands of the patriarchy in some way, you're in the hands of a structured organisation, which you don't necessarily vibe with. Anyway, fear not. So this is you finding what you need, your security, your sense of self, your balance between nature and finances. Use your intuition. I believe that the moon, one of these moons, probably the new moon, is going to bring an important surprise for you. When this comes out in this kind of reading, when I'm doing an astrology, to me, it's the moon. It's saying around that time, watch out, be extra vigilant because something's coming your way, and it could involve a Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn. Anyway, you wondrous creature, come and see me on Instagram at Michele Knight. I'm sending you so much love. Take care. Hi gorgeous, before you go, check out my new film on my fabulous psychics. A lot of people ask me for readings, I don't do them anymore, but for over 20 years, I've had an award-winning team of psychics that I truly hand-pick. So check out the film, let me know what you think.
The purpose of a reading, I feel, is very much to inspire people and to empower people.
It's about hope. It's about guidance.
Using a phone or being with you, it will be the same because the matter is spiritual.
It's very important for me that the client feels spirit with them. So it was a psychic reading. I don't remember the readings right after because it's not myself giving that, it's actually coming from spirit.
And it is a bit like a three-way conversation. I've got the person on the phone, I've got me, and I've got another voice that's telling me things.
I even shock myself, things that I come up with, and I think, how did I get that?
I'm channeling messages only for one purpose, to help people.
It's been able to help somebody have a map back to where they've got lost from.
My priority is to connect to your truth and have the best life that you can have.
I think in my readings people feel a sense of a safe space where they can really be themselves, let go.
You need a feeling of being understood because reading should be empowering.
I will make sure when the reading is finished that you're happy with everything.
I couldn't do anything else. It's part of who I am. It's what I came here for, obviously.
And when they come back and tell you they've got their dream job or the love of their life, that really makes me feel like I'm valued.
I love to hear a sigh of relief. A lot of weight has been lifted off their shoulders.
We have the answers that we are looking for within ourselves. I know I have the tools to help you.
Everything begins and ends with you.